Hi everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Society podcast. I'm Mariam.
And I'm Zeta.
And we are so grateful that you are joining us today. This podcast is dedicated to helping you merge the spiritual world with your reality.
And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to glow up unapologetically, how to start fresh in life, and also how to leave the old you behind. I think this is the perfect time to speak about things like this because we tend to have more time to ourselves, more time to be left with our thoughts. And you might have actually noticed over the last few months or whatever's happened in your life through COVID, that you've had this time to yourself, but also you might have actually found that this has also caused you to kind of lose yourself a little bit through, you've been stuck indoors for so long and you've lost hope in certain things. You might have lost a job or whatever.
You're more alone with yourself.
Yeah, left with your thoughts. And this is like the perfect time, I think, to speak about something like this, of where instead of losing track of ourselves, it's a perfect time to kind of regain back control. So this is your episode. If you are feeling beaten and bruised by life and neglected, this is perfect.
Our goal is for whoever's listening to this to, at the end of this episode, to feel like they are ready for their glow up.
Yes, we like it.
And we also want to define what we mean by glow up, because it can be seen in a superficial way, especially on social media. I see so many posts like glow up, and it's always like after a facial and
they've got their whole body done
or something,
new nails,
right?
new hair, new style.
We mean it in a more metaphysical
100%
sense.
Because at the end of the day, you can change what you wear, you can change what you look like, but at the end of the day, if your mental health is still the same, you're going to revert back exactly to the old you. If your physical appearance changes but your who you are does not, then you're still stuck in the same boat. So it's just an illusion, but it's all still good to do things like that. Feel free to get a facial, feel free to dress yourself in a different way.
Who doesn't love facials?
Yeah, it's amazing. Feel good about yourself. Those are really good to help you feel
Those
good.
are like tools to aid your journey.
Absolutely.
Of glowing up, but they're not the only thing.
No, you can't depend on that and feel like a different person. No. We are talking about the strenuous inner work that you have to do. But it is seen as fun. This is the perfect time. And what I like to call this is like a bit of a life review, to sit down with yourself and actually go, do you know what do I actually want? And am I aligned with that today? Like, am I doing the right things today that's going to help my future self out? Because it was all a part of a journey. It's all part of like, time heals all wounds, so we don't expect you to be absolutely perfect and fine today or tomorrow. It's
quite ironic, like the way it's termed, glow up. Yeah. Because it's not really like immediately a glow up. No. It's hard. Yeah. But like the end result is the glow up.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like but you never see people kind of gradually do it. You just automatically kind of see them being like a boss, and you're just like, oh, sorry. I didn't know that was you. What have you been doing behind the scenes? And also glowing up is really to do with kind of how you're projecting yourself, not just, again, your physical looks, but the confidence. I think it's a big thing to gain confidence back, and
such a big thing.
That's also what makes a big difference about who's looking at you. And not that this is why you should be doing it, that's not what I'm saying, but at the same time, people will notice you a lot more when you're in your own element. And I talk about this a lot in my readings. There's like I'm relating to tarot cards now. Oh my gosh, it's not good. But there's literally a card that talks about real life situations of the more that you're focusing on yourself and loving yourself, you're immediately attracting more love in. So for those single ones out there, this is a good shout for you. The more that you focus on yourself, this is how you attract a lover or a partner into your life, or even just some good friends. I actually find too. You're just going to attract people because people see you being someone that they would like to be around.
Yeah, because I find that if you want to bring anything into your life, you have to act as if that is already there. So if you're loving yourself in a way where people around you are loving you, even if there's no one there, you're going to attract people that love you.
Absolutely.
Because you're giving that love to yourself.
And also the boundaries are there now, because you now know how you should treat yourself, and you're not going to let other people treat you any less than what you deserve. So
it's so true. Like sometimes I find that there are genuinely good people out there, but they aren't treated very nice, and they have unfortunate things happen to them, and they're always in this loop of why does this happen to me?
Like I haven't done anything wrong.
But it's usually because they don't actually love themselves, or 100%. They're not worthy. They don't feel worthy of love. But even though they're very giving, they can't receive it.
Do you know what? My brother's like this.
Oh,
I love
shout
him to
out.
bits. Shout out to my brother. But no, honestly, he's someone who, he is the sweetest, the kindest person I know, the most hardworking person I know. But life has treated him like absolute crap, and it hurts me to even see it. But
I can so relate.
It's
family
so
members wise,
because when you have to watch it and you're just like, I'm trying to give him these pep
close
talk.
people to you, yeah.
And like, it's really annoying. You just want to shake him, go like, you just need to believe in yourself, like set these boundaries, don't let anyone step on top of you. You deserve a lot more in life than what you're, you know, settling for. And they don't realize they're settling. They feel like they're just doing what they can in life, which is true. But if you don't have that inner power, the outer power of the world is just going to overtake you. It's going to consume you. So it's so important to assert dominance in the world, and not in like an authoritative way, not in a way of which you're arrogant. It's just in a way of where I'm here, I deserve to be here, and I'm going to prove it. Do you say it's one of those things, and I'm going to get what I deserve at the end of the day. And I think it's just that perspective shift that needs to happen.
You step into your power. You know that you are worthy, and of course, first of all, you're going to give that to yourself, and you're not going to look at external like means to reach that. But
you have to give it to yourself first, I find, to actually see it from other people though. Like, I didn't realize when it happened to me that the moment that I kind of looked at myself and gone, do you know what, I actually deserve better than this. Like, why the heck did I let this happen?
It's usually a very low
oh my gosh,
low
when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. That's literally what I say. So if you're hitting rock bottom, this is a good sign that the rest is going to get better.
I saw this thing and it was like, I never knew that rock bottom had a basement.
Oh no, it goes lower than that. I hope not.
But whatever it is, like whatever bottom you reach, the only way you the only direction you can go is up. It's up to you though, and that's part of stepping into your power, like realizing my life isn't supposed to be like this. I deserve better.
Of course.
Because
how
long can you actually go on not stepping into your power?
People can go their whole life. And again, I'm relating it to family members because I can see this all the time and I observe all the time. And my nan's exactly the same, and she's reached a point now where she's at an age where she's like, wow, like I wish when I was younger I didn't make certain decisions and didn't settle for certain things. And I'm like, whoa,
that's quite creepy.
It's sad. It makes me so sad.
It makes me feel on edge because it's like life is so short. I genuinely feel like you blink and but not in a way that's not grounded. Like, just be grateful and just step into your power. Do your thing.
It's so true. And also, like, if you're in them every single day, like if you're in a present situation, time actually doesn't go as fast as you think because you're not focused on it. And it's like, every single day counts and it matters. And you're also doing amazing things that, are adding experience to your life and actually giving you things to enjoy. So this is the perfect time to have a life review. I really actually want you guys to get out a pen and paper and actually just sit down with yourself and go, where do I want to be in the future? And how, like, what does the future me look like? What do I want it to look like? And write down all these amazing things of who you want to be, if it's a business you want to start, if it's confident that you want to be like, if you want to do more activities when hopefully COVID is over. But most people, actually, some of you out there aren't under lockdown, lucky, which is nice. But and to look at who you are now and to go, okay, what do I need to do today to be that future person? Because as Mariam said earlier, you need to step into alignment with that person today to get that. You need to be that person today. You can't wait for one day. One day never happens. It's so important for you to step into that now.
Literally, like, I think that puts people off, always thinking like, okay, I will soon, I'll do this, or it's a gradual process. But you make that choice for yourself. And it's hidden in the routines that you do every single day. Like, are you waking up at a nice time, like 7, 8, 9, 6, 5, go further down then.
I'm the person, like, if I wake up anytime past 8:30, I'm literally like, I feel so disgusted with myself.
I know what you mean.
But like, or are you someone who wakes up at like 1 p.m. like in the afternoon? Like, there's something to really look at. You need to better sleep schedule, number one.
Routine.
Because sleep is really important. Get enough sleep, but don't oversleep and don't sleep and waste your day.
If you are surrounded by people that wake up late, have no routine, have no structure, you're gonna have that too. And I don't know if it's my Jupiter and Pisces, like I see it happen in my life so quickly when I'm talking to someone, like whoever it is, like a friend or whatever. I really absorb their energy, and then suddenly I pick it up and I'm like, no, but this isn't good for me. You have to be so aware of how the close people to you are affecting your routine and your overall like your work ethic and your strategy and like even your glowing up process, because you need to reevaluate your surroundings as well,
and again setting boundaries to that. And if like you find that people are overstepping the line, to setting boundaries with that as well. Also getting out in nature is a nice one. I think that really helps. And do not expect you to go outside and have this like huge transformation. No, it's just to get some fresh air, and it's so good for your body without realizing it. It's just so nice for your mental state as well to just get that peace,
because we're always on our phones and on a laptop or indoors. The TV's on for some people. I do not watch TV. I hate TV. But like my point is, we're so disconnected from nature. Like even like trees and just walking out, like even having walking on grass with no socks apparently is really good for you. I do it all the time.
Ew.
Yeah, like doing stuff like that. We're not connected to nature because we have all these gadgets, and it's like we don't even question it. It's the way life is supposed to be, but no. That's why people are depressed and they have anxiety and stuff, because we're not living the way our biology is designed.
100%. And we were speaking about this before, and we'll probably do an episode on it about like the dopamine detox and stuff, and how important it is to like get off social media for like at least a day being the bare minimum. Like ideally it's so important to do it for a few days, 3 days, or even a week if you can, and just leave your phone as an emergency thing and use it for what it was used when it was first introduced, for literally phone calls and messages, and not social media, because you're constantly searching for things that bring you happiness, like posts that you can relate to, or videos that are funny, or, you know, quotes that are funny, or whatever it is that you're looking at. Animal videos, a lot of people love that. And it makes you happy in a moment. It's great, but it stops you from feeling happy in your everyday life, because the reality is things don't really come to you that quickly. And happiness levels, like you need to go for a walk, you need to do a run to actually feel good about yourself afterwards. Like you have to do something to get something back, and your phone and social media is like a very cheap and easy way to get. I say cheap, I don't mean money wise, because obviously expensive, it's just but like it's like just instant. A very it's something that's just like a quick fix basically, and that never works, and it drains you when you come off your phone. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I used to have this a lot, where I'd be scrolling on social media endlessly. I'd come off of Instagram, go onto Facebook, do exactly the same, go back onto Instagram, go onto YouTube, when none of those are showing me anything good, and it would drain me. I'd come off my phone and feel absolutely crap about like my life and like your brain myself. I felt like, and even if I just felt stuck to the chair at that point, because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't go on my phone, and I was tempted. I kept opening the apps and nothing really new was coming up.
Right? Because it's like a virtual reality. Where you just want to resort to then like escape current. And then when you get off, you're like, wait, like it kind of freaks you out.
And I didn't know what to do to make myself happy again. It was really sad actually, because I was like, I want to go for a walk. I know that'd be good for my mind, but I can't get out my chair, and I just want to go back on social media because it's easier. It was so weird. But again, this is if you are struggling with your like mental health, or if you're struggling with feeling good in your day-to-day life, it's so important for you to get off of social media. That's the number one that I would actually really recommend. And I know it's difficult, but it needs to be done. Like having a dopamine detox once every month should probably be like a good thing, or every few months if you really want to stay on the phone.
Again, that's part of stepping into your power.
Discipline.
Just giving yourself discipline and structure. And you know, social media does have its benefits if you are following,
of course,
like the right accounts and you're making connections. You know, how many people do you meet through social media? And you know, they can be your new like circle of friends, or new people that can actually relate to you.
Of course, we met on social media, so it's got very good benefits to it.
Yeah, you just need to be aligned for for it to be used in those ways.
And actually, part of your life review, guys, one thing I would also say, go through your following list. What are you actually following? Is it good to look at this every single day? Are you following accounts that just show really bad things, negative things? Are you watching the news a lot? It's really important to look at what you're exposed to every single day, because subconsciously that's affecting you. You don't even realize it is, but because you're seeing it every single day, it's forming a habit in your brain. Like neuroscience wise, it is really actually affecting you. So go through your following list after you've listened to this and start to get rid of those people that you don't talk to anymore, that are just posting things that trigger you. Get rid of those,
even like
accounts.
Old friends and like people you don't
refresh
talk to.
your life.
I have no problem just blocking and deleting someone. Not even in like a toxic way. Obviously I don't talk to them.
What's the point?
But people that just view your story and they don't talk to you, they don't show you support, and they're just there, but they actually know you. They knew you at one point on a personal level. I don't like that energy.
No.
And it just annoys me that social media is such an open platform, but even on social media you can have boundaries.
Of course,
you don't have to like expose yourself completely and really just put your life out there. And especially having people that you don't even talk to. And I know I've actually heard it a few times now from different people, like they look at all my stories but they don't like my pictures, they don't support me, la la. And it's really strange, like the psychology behind that. Like it really translates into the real real world as well, because if you're acting a certain way online, it's going to transfer into your like actual habits as a person, like with showing support and love as well. And part of that is realizing that not everyone is going to support you, and that's fine, because you need to support yourself.
And it's, I think, part of growing up as well is not giving a crap about what anyone else has to think. It's your life. And that's why you establish these boundaries. It's not asking other people, what do you think I should do? It's, what do you feel like you should do? And that's so important.
Just do it.
What do you feel is right?
Do you remember that Shia LaBeouf thing? Just do it.
Do you know what?
I love him. Oh my god, he was like my first like childhood crush.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, I love him.
Oh
but
my
anyways,
goodness.
I just had my moment there.
Just flashback. No, but it's true. Just do it, honestly. And like, to spend these next few days really just listening to what your body really actually wants, and not making excuses for yourself. Actually start to live in your truth, because otherwise you're denying yourself things that, why would you deny yourself things that you want? Because I bet you 100%, if someone told you they wanted something, you would do anything for them, especially if it's someone that you loved. So if you're not doing it for yourself, honey, I don't think you love yourself as much as you think that you do. And it's so important to, again, this is why the life review is so important. Am I treating myself how I would treat someone else that I love? And if if you're single, if you've been through a really bad breakup and this is why you're wanting to glow up, then it's about looking, how did you treat this person? Well, even when they was doing you wrong, even when you shouldn't have given them this much love and attention, depending on how the relationship went. And like, how can you now divert that energy and attention back to yourself and love yourself? Take that love back. They took your heart, but take your heart back and start giving it to yourself. So important.
Because sometimes when we're in a low space, we just think so negatively about ourselves, and we feel really heavy. But it's like, if you had a friend who felt like that, how would you support them? Would you like give them permission almost and allow them to sink further? Obviously we all need time to heal, never shut out your emotions, but just know that whatever someone's put you through, you deserve better.
Of course.
And even though it's painful, it's not always going to stay that way, and it doesn't have to, but it's up to you
to change that,
and the direction that you're going to go in.
So true. I've seen people who have held on to heartbreak for most of their life, but I've also seen people who get over it. Like, it really does depend on what your perspective is. If you take a victim mindset, you're going to attract another relationship, more friends, more family members that are exactly the same as the people that you're literally pushing out and victimizing yourself about. This person probably is an absolute, horrible person that you don't want to be around.
Don't swear, please.
I was like but at the same time, like, it doesn't mean that defines you. How they treated you doesn't define you either. So take your power back from everyone who has told you something or has treated you a certain way, and understand that this is not the end of you. I like to say it's the beginning of the new you. And that's a part of like letting the old you go. It's about understanding traits of yourself that you don't want anymore, and being very honest with yourself about this. Like, how are you treating yourself? How are you speaking to yourself? And is that right? And changing that today.
Yeah, your
right
self-talk. The self-talk, is that a word?
Yeah,
is that a phrase? Yeah. Like how you talk to yourself is so important, and you don't even realize that you're doing it sometimes. Like, you know, when you do something and you're like, I'm so stupid, or something like that, it still shows up for you on how you feel about yourself.
100%.
And when you're more aware, you realize that you're not actually being loving towards yourself. So how can you expect other people to be loving if you don't even do that yourself?
Exactly.
So, and if you are in a low point, don't think you're going to attract like an amazing relationship or an amazing situation. I mean, it happens for some people, like they're in a low point and then they meet someone, their life changes for the better. But on a like general basis, and based on my experience, I've been in the lowest places, and I haven't always attracted the best people and the best circumstances.
Yeah. In fact, I feel like you attract what you need. Like, you attract what you like. For me, very similar situation happened of where I was at a very low point when my ex came along, and at the time it was a very great distraction from my own thoughts. I didn't see it that way. I actually generally had feelings for this guy, but at the same time, like, because I was at a low vibe, I thought I'd be the issue. I thought I'd be the problem. It turned out that this guy also had so many issues, and I was diverting my attention from saving myself and trying to save him. And it was a huge wake up call. And as much as I say, like, it's what I needed to be the person I am today. Like, I would never take anything of that back. I would never like change anything differently apart from setting those boundaries in place, because I didn't have them before. And I was trying to save someone else without, saving myself.
Yeah,
first.
and you need that to happen to you to like put you on the right path.
100%. And it was a big lesson. Yeah.
Big lesson. It's almost like you have a conversation with yourself. You're like, really? Like, how long is this going to go on for? Like, do I not deserve a bit better?
And
like,
then
just
she going
a tad.
and believing that you do. It's going, I actually do deserve a lot better, and I'm gonna go and get a lot better, and keeping that,
of course.
And it's so I'm one for this, of where I used to always feel like I'm gonna change my life, I'm gonna turn things around, and tomorrow's a new day, and it's true. But then tomorrow I'd wake up and feel crap, and I wouldn't be able to get myself out of that. So it's trying to like make sure you take advantage of those high moments, because you are going to lose energy after a while. It just happens.
Yeah, life is like that. Yeah, like nothing is going to be consistent like that.
Yeah, it's understanding that that's an emotion. Emotions pass. The storm will always go away, but it's just getting back on track again, which is important, and not feeling like you skipping out on a day, or if you're dieting, having a cheat day. That's okay. You're not a bad person for it. The next day, start better. Yeah, and refresh yourself.
The more you connect with yourself, you will find it more of an easeful, is that a word? You will feel more at ease when you're supporting yourself, because you know you deserve it.
Of course.
And, everything you do has to just be from a place of love for yourself. Yeah. Like, is this the most loving thing to do?
And also, one thing that you'll find, and what you should not do, which everyone does it, again, these are all very common things, but being aware of it is super important, of becoming this new you and glowing up, feeling so amazing about yourself. But because it's so new, you immediately start seeking validation for it, like trying to like going into a relationship when you've only just really got this new mindset. Again, it takes time. You are still going to find that you still have inner wounds that will come out eventually, which is why I say don't rush a relationship, don't rush into anything. If you're still healing, allow that to still flow through to you, allow that to still come up, because there's a lot of suppressed things that come through there. And to just focus on you for the time being, because you're still learning about yourself, especially after some big things happen. And this is just one thing I'd like to say to people about trying not to seek validation from friends, family about your glow up. Believe in yourself, because if you're doing that, then it just means to me that you just don't believe in yourself enough, because you're getting there, which I love, by the way. I love the progress, but you need to push a little bit further and try to not fall back on something as like a safe space. to just be free, be free.
Yeah, I've noticed, like, even with me, when something good would happen, I would just want to tell someone and share it with someone instantly. And, you know, that's human nature. You want to connect, you want to share. But then I kind of, you know, when you reevaluate yourself, I'm like, yeah, but why did I do that? I try to always go deeper and understand my behavior. And I realized I was asking people, I was asking them to validate my happiness for me. Yeah. So like, this great thing just happened. Let me tell you so you can be happy.
And I can feel happier about it.
And I can feel happier because I feel validated enough to feel this way because you have given me permission almost. Yeah. And I didn't realize that I was doing that.
Yeah.
And then when it hit me, like I actually noticed through my sister. And you know, like my sister, I don't imagine anyone, like, thank you God, I don't imagine having a purer relationship with someone else. So even noticing it with my sister, like I would tell her something and she would be like, okay, like that's fine. Then I'd be like, what? Like, are you not happy for me? And like it would actually trigger me. And then I would think like, wait, but she's my sister, like obviously she's happy for me, but if I don't get that reaction, why does that trigger me?
Why does that not make me any happier about this achievement now?
And I realized like what was actually going on. And you know, you have to do that. Things that trigger you have to get to the bottom of it, not just be mad and stay mad and like stay on that same vibe.
That triggering is trying to help you.
It's trying to help you glow up. Yeah. And true. Since I did that, like I've really moved away from feeling the need to feel validated. And it's not always very obvious.
It's hard actually because I remember a similar story with me as well, where I go to my family and it would be my sister as well. Like my sister is very different to me, so things that make me happy don't tend to make other people happy. So I go over to her, tell her my achievement. She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what do you mean okay? Like, are you not happy? So very similar to me, but like I kind of, for me it was more of a passionate thing of like, do you know what, why am I like, if you guys aren't gonna be happy for me, I'm just gonna be happy for myself. It got to a point of where I was a little bit upset about it because I was like, I don't have the support there, and I thought it was like a problem in my surroundings, which it might have been, but at the same time it shouldn't make me upset. I was still very happy about my achievements, and that shouldn't change.
Yeah, there's still
someone else
valid,
isn't happy
amazing
for you.
Achievements, you know.
Yeah,
be happy for yourself. I think it's a very like inner child thing.
100%.
Like you want someone to like say they're proud of you, and that makes you feel more worthwhile, and you deserve it in the first place. Because most of the time we don't even feel worthy or like deserving of success, and we need someone else to like
tell us that was a good job. Like, well done, that was good. And you're like, oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, right. It was.
But also it should be something that does come naturally though. Like I do feel like you should be attracting in friendships who are supportive of you. That's only natural to have that. So the reason why human beings want that, yes, it is to do with your childhood, but everyone deserves a friend that is supportive of their like achievements. It's nice to see other people happy for you. But if you don't have that around you, this is even more reason to glow up, find your own confidence, that you aren't depending on it.
The right people will come through
100%.
Yes.
It's just super important to, again, you prioritize yourself. I say this a lot, but this is your life. This is not anybody else's life. You're not here to save anybody else, to figure things out for anybody else.
Do not go out trying to save anyone, honestly. It is like the biggest waste of time ever, because if someone's not ready to help themselves, you just don't do it.
And how can people take your advice if you're not even taking your own advice? I was literally this kind of person who'd be like, I would give the best advice to people, but I was sitting there thinking, I don't even take this. Like, I know this is right to do. I was right with what I was saying, but I wasn't listening to myself. And how can you do that? How can you do that? Honestly, I was sitting there thinking, hold on a minute.
This goes back to what I was saying. You know, when there are genuinely good people that get walked all over, it's because of this. They don't even realize that they're not able to receive. They're just giving too much.
Yeah. And to not blame yourself for it, but then to start again asserting your power. You deserve to be here. You deserve to get everything that you want, and to have a good life. So start creating it for yourself.
Yes.
Which I think is important. So now we're going to go on to the questions and see what you guys have said. So the first one from Priyanka says, what can we collectively do to raise the joy vibration in the world? Very cute. How adorable.
I wish it was like that.
Right? The only thing I can say about this is, to answer your question very directly, what you can do to collectively raise the joy of vibration is by being joyful yourself and by spreading joy to others. So doing the right thing to others, spreading kindness, doing kind, good deeds throughout the day. I think that's really important. But one thing I do want to also note is that you can't collectively change people. Like you aren't going to get rid of things like low vibe.
Yeah, the world is not designed to, be a perfect world.
Yeah.
But it starts with yourself.
100%. And sure. Yeah, and that's, I guess, it's contributing. So that's what I would say for that question.
Yeah, it's realizing that you can't carry the weight of the world, and that is such a big burden as well. You know? And you have so much power within yourself that, I think there's a Mother Teresa quote. It's like, if you can't feed 100 people, just feed one person.
Yeah, it's still something.
It's the smallest things that you do that contribute to the world being joyous.
That's actually I feel that. Like, I got goosebumps when you said that. Yeah. That was so cute.
I think I paraphrased it. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it, but it's that same example where
it's so true.
It's the smallest things.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Love it. So the next question is from Narelle that says, I would like to know what I can do to open my heart and let people in. I know I'm not fully connecting with others, and I would like love to experience deeper connections in relationships. Okay. Now, again, as long as we're loving ourselves, I feel like we're already putting love into the universe. So if you're open to loving yourself, then this is a very good way of understanding that your heart chakra is open and also is open to others.
It's great to hear that, though, like that someone is seeking that and trying to actively open their feelings.
To feel good.
To feel good. Yeah, because I think we shut it off. Some people just genuinely shut it off, don't need it, and then it hits them. Like, we're humans, like we need intimacy.
The reason why we have emotions is to use
we need hugs. There's like a actual scientific fact. It's like you need 8 hugs a day for your immune system to function like in its optimal state.
I love that.
And it's so true. Like, who doesn't love a hug? And then some people just hate hugs.
Yeah.
And they're very like reserved, and I
think some people really like to hug people that they like, or like they know and comfortable around. So
yeah. Do you think that even applies to hugging yourself?
Yeah, I know people to do it. Not speaking about myself. No.
I'm literally hugging myself right now.
Yeah, like, she is.
Seriously.
Bless her. But no, hugging yourself is still good. It's an embrace at the end of the day. But so doing things like that, but also just allowing yourself to be emotional. It feels very uncomfortable to begin with and very vulnerable. Yeah. Especially if you're not used to kind of giving this kind of love and affection to others. But it's good for not only you, but them too. And you never know who needs a hug, right? Or who needs those kind words. And to just, I guess, being in a state of happiness and spreading happiness, you are making an impact on people's lives through your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going through something like this recently where I was like, I just want them to be happy. I want to be happy with them. And I think I mentioned to you before about how me and my family is so like, every family is dysfunctional, but I don't remember the last time I've actually hugged like my brothers, and I don't remember the last time.
This is very like common.
Yeah, and I was
very
just like,
common.
That's what I mean. And how sad is that? How sad is that? And because it's like we grew up kind of feeling like that was just, I don't know,
the normal.
Yeah, that we didn't have that affection. So to break those curses, generational curses, and to just go outside your comfort zone. If you feel like someone needs a hug, if you want to hug them, if you feel emotionally inclined to do that, do what you feel like. And
it's always about reevaluating yourself and understanding why you aren't like that in the first place. Where did this stem from, where you feared affection, you feared being vulnerable and showing love to people and connecting? Because it is always, it comes down to your fear and your mode of survival. My voice is literally going.
Oh, bless you.
My voice, I'm gonna have some water.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying though.
You have to understand where it comes from in order to actually embody it.
Yeah.
Because oh my god.
You know, I completely understand what you're saying.
My voice is completely. What should I do?
I don't know.
Should I just talk like this?
It's sexy.
What the heck? No, it's really not. My voice is completely gone. But yeah, my point is you need to really untangle like your thoughts and that pattern you have, and really go deeper into where it came from before you actually do connect with others, because you might meet someone who's like perfect, like as a friend or whatever, but you're still gonna feel hesitant and you might not even feel worthy. You know, and it all comes down to like how you were raised and what made you like that in the first place, or did something happen to you down the line? And my advice with stuff like that is to just bless it. Just bless it for what it was and what happened, and allow yourself to, you know, receive better. And know that you are worthy of that.
I agree. I love that advice. And the next question that we have, and the last question from Lee, says, how do we become authentic after being programmed for attachment? Very kind of almost similar to what you're just saying, but kind of the complete opposite of where we kind of want to hold on to everyone and everything, and relationships or just people that are bad for us. One thing that I will say is boundaries. Yes, it comes from self-love. So I guess paying more attention to yourself at this time is what's going to help you move away from others. But it goes very deep. Now, attachment and problems with attachment and issues with that does actually come from abandonment when you was a child. It does come from feeling not good enough and having to literally be needy in order to get that attention. You know, as babies, you know, when like it's a similar situation of if you was a child and, you know, didn't get a lot of care and affection from your parents unless you was like crying or unless you was really at a low stage. Sometimes people carry that through as adults, which is how manipulation actually does come along sometimes. Everyone's capable of manipulation, by the way. It's not just narcissists. We're all capable of it. But to kind of make out as if you're in like this really needy state, an attaching state to get what it is that you want. And I know actually recently I know a few people who have been a bit like that and don't kind of see it as an attachment issue. They see it as, oh, but I love them and, you know, I really want them, even though they've, you know, in relationships, even though they've mistreated me, I still want them. And it's like, that doesn't mean that you should be with them. Like, you need to learn some discipline, like, and love yourself enough.
Until you do, you know, if you don't do that, you're just sabotaging yourself.
And you will continue to do that. That relationship's not going to change.
Yeah, and you will bring in more people who will remind you that, you know, this is your state of being.
Yeah.
And you're not going to heal because, like, you keep bringing that in.
Of course.
And you're not realizing that you're not worthy of that. And even if it's like a relationship, like in a like not friendship.
Platonic. Oh no, like a love relationship.
Even if it's a love relationship, you'll attract friends who have a similar vibe, and vice versa. It's not one-dimensional attraction.
Yeah.
Because it brings in instances that remind you of how you feel and just trigger you and amplify it.
Yeah.
Such a mess, honestly.
It is true. And some people stay in a comfort zone. So I think it's coming out the comfort zone, letting go, understanding yourself enough to know that this attachment issue is not going to change until you release, because otherwise you're going to stay attached. It's like knowing that you're holding on to something and you should really, really let go. Like if you imagine it physically with me, knowing full well you should let go, but because you just want it in your hand, you're going to keep it there, even if that starts to. It is a little bit of an ego thing. Yeah, you're completely right.
Do you think a little bit? I think a bit more than a little bit.
Do you know what? I say that to make it better for the listeners. It's like, I don't want you to think.
I see it in. You don't want what?
No, so it is an ego thing, but the reason why I say it like that is because sometimes people go, ego? I'm not egoic, I'm the most selfless person ever, which is true, but ego isn't to do with what you do for other people all the time, you know.
We should have an episode on
Babe, I'd love to. I think I wrote about this in a blog. It's one of the most intriguing topics for me because we kind of get it confused. Ego doesn't mean that you're arrogant. No, the arrogance can come from ego. Yes, it's a symptom of it, but there's completely different extremes, and ego's to do with what you feel like you deserve or how you feel as a person. And sometimes you can neglect your soul's needs by that egoic viewpoint of, but I love that person, I want them in my life. But
I associate ego with attachment.
Yeah, no,
because
you're right.
Ego for me is control and you know, wanting to feel like you're in the loop of things. And even when people treat you a certain way, it's your ego that feels attached to them and wants to control the situation and still have them in your life no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's so toxic, but we think it's loyalty. We think it's, you know, how down we are for a person. And we kind of glamorize it in that way. And that's not a good thing, because people will walk all over you.
Oh my God, completely. It's actually a really toxic trait.
Yeah, and your ego is not always going to serve you if you let it run your life.
Yeah.
You have to like know the boundaries.
Moderation. Everything in moderation is what I say. Everything with a balance. Otherwise, if it's any one of the extremes, ego can become a big problem. But it can also be a very big savior. Again, like we said before in actually this episode about glowing up, ego is needed within that, about asserting yourself and knowing what you want and knowing what you desire out of life, and not letting other people walk all over you. But with that, the ego should not feel threatened or offended if people do not agree with where it is that you're going. Like, that is where we need to draw the line.
Yeah.
Like, and understanding self-sabotaging behaviors is important for that. So in order to become authentic, knowing who you are, knowing your boundaries, and just, I guess, what I did for a bit was actually completely cut myself off from a lot of people that I just knew was bad for me. But because they were the only people I had in my life, they were the only friends that I had, the only relationships that I had, and it was like, it kept me distracted because I was working really hard, and I think I just needed people to talk to. I was like, do you know what? No, this is not working anymore. These people are just causing more stress in my life, or even thinking about these people causing more stress in my life. I was just like, do you know what? I'm just gonna have to draw back from this. And again, that self-discipline is so important. And if you don't have it, I think there's a big problem. And I say this to my dad a lot. I'm like, you need discipline. Like, my dad's a very strong person. But if he does not have a lot of discipline in his life, and sometimes he, you know, gets a bit stressed out at certain things without exposing him too much. he gets stressed, as everyone does, and he finds himself in decisions of where he doesn't want to do something, but he still does it anyways. I'm just like, well, why would you do that?
Discipline is like the thing that's bridging you to the best version of yourself.
100%.
And it's something that people completely neglect, but you need discipline.
You need it. Like, you need to, if you know, oh, I should do this and I should do that.
Oh, I could, but you know, one day.
Yeah, no. Today.
Yeah, now.
Today.
Right now.
Otherwise, nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of people have said things like, oh, you know, I need to lose weight, I need to go on a diet, or I need to start getting into fitness a lot more.
Even stuff like that, it's like
looking after myself.
Exactly. If you see it in a way where you're just doing the most loving thing for yourself, if you don't, I mean, like, nothing's going to change for you. It's going to be consistently the same reality. But if you choose to be loving to yourself, that's how you're going to glow up.
Yeah.
And it's always like, I try to imagine myself in, like, I don't know, like 3 months from now, or 6 months, or a year. And I think that there can be two versions of me. Of course. This version where I've achieved this and done these things, and this other version where I haven't. And that kind of sets the tone for how I go about it, achieving it. Because
do you want to be at the high state, or
there is that reality where it's going to be one or the other, and the choice is completely up to you.
Yeah, 'cause that's going to happen. You're going to reach those 6 months. After a while, you're going to be that person in those 6 months' time, and you are going to either have been one way or the other. So it's important to think about your future, and also important to understand that you can't be expecting instant gratification if you're trying to grow and glow up. You know, it's really important to understand it's a very big, long journey. You have to make a lot of changes inside, outside, everything like that. You have to look after yourself a lot more. Again, cut people off if those are people that are overstepping their boundaries. So it's a long process, and you'll find yourself taking your time with it, which I think is a good thing. But as long as you're continuously putting one step in front of the other, you're making progress, and you're actually a lot further than you think. So yes, I agree. Love it. So that is the end of the episode, guys. I wish you all the best.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys so much.
We really enjoyed this episode.
Yes, thank you again,
as
for
we do with every
questions in too. We appreciate it, and I think I like this conversation. So feel free to email us any questions. Feel free to let us know what you thought about the episode as well, and we will see you guys in
What's the email? Say the email.
So the email, yeah, I should probably say this every episode. The email is askspiritualsociety.
I should know the email.
At gmail.com.
Oh, what the heck? Are you serious? I sound so dense.
But yeah, we wish you guys all the best for the day. Make that life review today, okay? Yes. Do not wait for one day or tomorrow. Do it today. Sit down with yourself, have a little think about what you need to change in your life and where you want to be, and figure out how to, take one step at a time.
We are sending every listener so much love and blessings.
Yes, have an amazing day, guys. Yes. Bye.
Bye, everyone.